It is another beautiful day in Zamunda. Oh my gosh. This camera is not the best, but it's YouTube and I can't do much about that. I probably could. I should probably get me a professional camera so that we can have these discussions. Today's episode is going to be talking about therapy, why it is super important. And that's why today I have my, oh my gosh, I just shaked my head and my afro totally disfigured itself. That is bizarre. Oh, look. So I'm sporting my afro because we were talking about therapy and just wanted to talk about how I ended up in therapy as a thing, as opposed to letting the Lord solve my problems. Nothing wrong with the Lord, but I think that a lot of the times we tend to be a little bit impractical with taking the actions when we have serious psychological problems. Um, and there is a certain level of shaming in the Black, African, and non-white community when it comes to therapy. And so I was hoping that maybe I would bring my therapist on my platform, my Patreon platform, which I will link down below, because half of this session is going to be broadcast on Patreon, the 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 story blog part, because as you know, we don't want to give away everything for free, and the part you're not going to want to miss it, because it talks about step by step, a step by step realization as to why therapy is important and what you get out of it when you decide to look for a therapist. So reel it all in and I will tell you how we got to this. Y'all, I think this was a bad choice. This black turtleneck with this afro, I look like a Black Panther. I mean, I don't want to be canceled now. Looking too radical for YouTube. It's a good thing I don't have my creoles in any case. It's okay. It's all good. I am radical. My name is Nihanda, so um, free radical. So backtracking a few years ago, my hair started falling out. You did not have this luscious thickness that I have now, right? Um, so my doctor had explained to me that it could be a possibility of a pregnancy, but I wasn't pregnant. I was breastfeeding, so they ruled out hormones. But it kept on falling out, like a lot of it. I had no edges. You really cannot see. It's not the best camera for this story, I swear. Anyways, I had no edges. The hair was extremely thin, and every time I would comb my hair, no matter how delicate, soft, and gentle I combed it, it just would fall out like more than 100 strands, which is roughly what you lose in a day. And I don't brush my hair every day because that's just one of the rules of black hair. And I don't wash my hair every day. I wash it every other day, and I wash it every other day because I have slight case of psoriasis, which is another reason that we down the line ended up doing therapy as part of my treatment. Because so if your hair is falling out, here's some of the things that you might want to consider ruling out. um, so you might want to consider ruling out diet. um, Check and see if you're getting enough protein, iron, and water. If you find yourself not getting enough of these things, iron really increases the amount of what does iron do for the body? It strengthens the blood, which makes blood flow easier, and I guess it has something to do with your ability to have proper, I don't know, iron affects your hair growth. And so does protein. Protein specifically has to do with how strong the shaft is, so that the hair that you do have isn't breaking before it gets to a length. Water, of course, keeps the scalp moisturized, and that's my daughter. She's playing, she's having a great time. Bedtime will be late tonight because it's a full moon. So yeah, if you feel like your diet is on point and you drinking, 2 liters of water about half a gallon, 8 cups, depending on the size of the cup, I guess a cup this size. Now I'd go for a bigger cup. 8 of these, slightly bigger than this, 8 of them a day should be enough. I personally drink more than that because I work out and I need that water the day before I go to the gym, because I do a lot of cardio. So that would be the third thing. Yeah, the second thing would then be your exercise routine. Are you exercising enough? Are you getting enough exercise? If you're getting enough exercise, um, then that can't be the issue, which wasn't an issue for me. So then I had to look at hormones. Okay, so what am I doing that's causing my hormones to fluctuate? How old are you? What's your blood count? Do you have any children? Are you nursing those children? Are you pregnant? Can you become pregnant? Are you on some kind of hormonal medication that can cause your hormones to fluctuate? All of these things. Do you have any conditions like ovarian cysts or, excuse me, ovarian cyst or something else that might be causing that? So we ruled all of that out. That wasn't the issue. So now I'm going down the list, right? And I'm like, okay, it's none of these issues. So what is it? Maybe it's a topical issue. So I spoke with a friend of mine, about this condition. And then I spoke to my general practitioner. If you're going down the line and you're checking your diet, exercise, hormones, and nothing checks any kind of predisposed conditions, and nothing seems to be the problem in that direction, then it could be something that's simply followed up or fixed with either vitamins or something else that your general practitioner can help you discover. I suggested to speak to your general practitioner and then speak to a specialist about a dermatologist or a scalpologist. Is there a doctor for scalp? Okay, so I just looked it up, and a dermatologist should be the one who deals with hair loss. They specify in skin and skin-like structures, including hair. So a dermatologist who specializes in the growth of the hair follicle can help you to determine if there is another condition like traction alopecia or something of that sort. So I didn't have to get that far. My my doctor kind of suggested, I guess she didn't want to be mean, that I do some stress release exercises. And so at that point in time, I had decided that I would reach out to someone who was also helping us with some other family issues that we had been having with our children and just kind of have a conversation. Um, and when we started to have that conversation, I told her I'm here because my hair's falling out. And she was just like, so let's tell me what's on your mind. And we just got right into it. And so I think that, so, okay, because I had ruled out all of these things and I started taking these hair vitamins and I noticed that the hair vitamins were working, but they weren't working super fantastically, I started to do a little bit more research online about what topical treatments I can implement. So if you're a person that works out a lot and you don't wash your hair after you work out, that might be something that you might want to start to do. If you have kinky curly hair like mine and you work out and your hair is natural or it's permed, I would recommend a once a week protein treatment. I use the Yao Women rice protein treatment that I do make myself the way the Yao Women made it, and that has really helped the hair shaft to maintain strength whilst being exposed to a lot of water, soap, and stuff like that. I use a clarifying shampoo when I wash my hair. Like, let's say I go to the gym today. I might wash my hair tomorrow, or um, yeah, so I do it like every other day. So twice a week or 3 times a week, depending on how often I'm working out. Because what happens is the sweat and the salt and the oil from the sweat stays on the scalp, and that salt causes my scalp to dry out in the area where I'm susceptible to psoriasis. And that psoriasis blocks the hair follicles from I'm like doing my massage right now. It blocks the hair follicle from growing. And when I scratch it, if you're like me, it's a disgusting satisfactory thing to scratch your scalp when it's dirty, and that is causing more damage to the hair follicle at the root. So resisting that temptation to do that by just keeping your scalp clean or just not scratching and just making sure that when you wash your scalp, you're washing with your fingertips and not your um, fingernails, which is something that I was known for, that can help to maintain the scalp, which is what I learned from my dermatologist, which she shared with me. The other things that I do is I try to wear my hair out. Maybe I should have a video about how to wear your hair out when you're wearing it natural. We live in a country here where the weather is so and so. Like, I don't flat iron my hair. I don't wear my hair straight. I try to wear it in a way where if it gets wet while I'm out, then it still looks decent. I have the one upside down braid and the two upside down braid. And sometimes I wear that in this direction, sometimes I wear it in this direction, depending on the outfit, where I'm going, what I'm doing. Maybe I should do that. And that's a very elegant look. For me, it takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to do either one of these hairstyles, and I'm good. I look great. Pair that with a couple of long earrings, and you got style, boo. Okay? That's what it is. So doing those hairstyles keeps my hair off of my shoulders, which prevents it from breakage. And trying to be aware of how tight I braid, because I'm also known to braid really tightly. Trying to braid it like really formed but not too tight has also helped my hair to maintain strength and growth. So that's the styling part of the hair loss. Vitamins, like I said, they worked. I used the German one and I used the American one, Amazing Bears, but it has this titanium. Oh my god. Okay, so I found it. It's Ivy Bears, and then there is Amazing Hair. Which one's German? I think Amazing Hair is the American one, but I'm just gonna click on it and see. It has it has okay, it has a preservative in here that is called Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay, I'm not seeing this thing, guys, but you probably know what it is, and that's why I decided to take the one that doesn't have it. There isn't very much research on how well hair vitamins work, but I got to tell you that it has definitely improved the quality of how my hair grows. Now, I started to take hair vitamins for the past 6 months, every other month. Like, I don't take them back and forth like consistently because I'm also trying to get pregnant again. Um, and so I take it every other month because I think you're not supposed to do it when you are trying to, or if you are pregnant. And so I can see at the root, like if I braid my hair and you know that all the strands are like the same length, I might see like a little one sticking out here. It looks like like another hair is growing in that area. So it shows me that the amount of hair that is growing in the past 6 months is more. So I have thicker hair. And while I started doing that, I have also been more cognizant and regular with my therapy, which is something that is going to be discussed in more detail as to why and what is being done in therapy and how it improved this thing here. So, hair loss and stress is is really um, is really a sign of how your body reacting to something that it's trying to cope with, right? And so when that became the physical attribute, along with adult acne, which is something I still struggle with, but this is chocolate and this is Lay's, and they're brother and sister. Remember Superstar? Okay, so anyways, yeah, so once I started doing that, I got into therapy, and that has helped me to identify things that I have been not able to unpack because I never before now have had the space to actually look at what it is was that I've been through and was bothering me. Before it was just like, yeah, this happened and okay, but how does this show up in your life right now? And how do you manage your emotions around any situation like this and make a conscious effort to react better, knowing that the source is this? And the reason why that's important is because once you can be honest about the source, like once you can even say out loud, hey, I was abused, or hey, I was abandoned, or hey, I didn't have a father, you are able to be honest with yourself about some of the things that may cause resentment in you, that may cause you to feel unsafe, insecure, unsure. And honestly, that is really the root of a lot of negative behavior that other people can see in us that keep them oh, unable to love us 100%. And it is basically your duty, because the world does not owe you understanding, like it didn't owe me understanding, to get the help that you need so that you can live the best life that you were intended to live. And I know this is very hard because me personally, I got a lot of negative flack in my own family because we're super religious and super Catholic. I got a lot of negative flack about getting into therapy. People, and I speak openly about therapy. Like, it's just like, it's what I do. I don't know how long I'm going to be in it, but it took me about 6 months to unpack everything that I needed to unpack. So if you were thinking about it and you're thinking, okay, I'll do this a couple of times and I'll just be fixed, I would recommend that you stick it out for a while. It sometimes can be very painful. It can sometimes be very, very joyful and rewarding. And when you get those aha moments that say, wow, this is why I'm doing this, I feel so much better. I feel now I know what to do. Now I know the why. And now, because I know the why, I can consciously act in a positive way, in a different way, because I'm looking at myself as a third party almost, and I am not my actions. I am liberated because I can choose how I react to situations based on the fact that I know what I am and what I'm not. And when you know that, you know how to get where you need to be to get the things that you say you want. But if you're walking through this life unconscious and unaware, you can almost be like a walking time bomb, like asking yourself always after the fact, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Why did I react so strongly? It's not that big a deal. Well, this is what therapy did for me. Therapy gave me a safe place to really figure out the why and be realistic and pragmatic as to the how. Like, how do we deal with this the next time? And really being able to just love everyone around me a lot better. Therapy is not just for crazy people or people who are damaged, but show me a person in reality who isn't on some level a little crazy or a little damaged. There are no perfect people in this world, and we all have our fears, anxieties, and things that make us emotional. Those emotions are there as feedback. I wouldn't necessarily call them bad if they make you feel a way. That's just feedback that you're out of alignment, you're not in tune or attuned to the things that you need to be doing. And those emotions will help to guide you as to what you need to change or do differently. And so I really appreciate that feedback, and I don't let them be me. I let them guide me as to what it is I need to deeper listen to. So let's get into that Patreon and talk all the juicy details about how I got into this situation. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my, oh my, oh my God. Tune in next time, guys. If you like this content or you would like to hear more on these kinds of things, please let me know in the description down below. And if you are ready for the juicy conversation on Patreon, just click